Welcome back to Fight Talk. Charles Jourdain takes on London's own Nathaniel Wood, fighting out of Croydon. This one's going to be an exciting, maybe potentially fight of the night. Both fighters have a high output, exciting fights. Charles Jourdain's coming off an exciting thriller against Shane Burgos, man. Almost taking him out in the third round. Looking really dangerous with his striking, very accurate. And Nathaniel Wood coming back after 2 years. We know he's got really good experience fighting the likes of John Dodson, already fighting, people like Andre Ewell, some decent fighters. But he's been in there. But it's the time out of the cage, we was all wondering how is he going to look. And he looked amazing, phenomenal against Charles Rosa, who's decent himself. Obviously, he has a few losses, but Nathaniel Wood looked really good. He looked fresh. His output, he landed over 100 significant strikes in that fight, butchering the leg of Charles Rosa. These two fighters are going to put on a hell of a fight. I'm leaning slightly towards Nathaniel Wood. I know he's the underdog going into this one, but I think that he's going to be able to keep the fight at the distance and at the range that has his benefit and his advantages at hand. I don't think he's going to allow the fight to get dirty and close and to the point where Charles Jourdain will be getting off on the better shots. I think Nathaniel Wood's movement, his variety of shots, like we saw in his fight with Charles Rosa, which shows he's still got the ability to fight at a decent level, man. And I think all of that's going to play into his favour. He's going to really outwork Charles Jourdain to a decision victory. And I'm saying that because in the Shane Burgos fight, Charles Jourdain was losing that fight, and then I think later on in the fight he started really picking up against Shane Burgos, hurting him, landing loads of shots. But it was because Shane Burgos got tired in that fight. I wouldn't really put it to anything else. And I think the movement from Nathaniel Wood, he'll be able to neutralise the attack from Charles Jourdain over 3 rounds and get a decision victory. What do you think, T-Bone?
Charles Jourdain is an impeccable fighter, man. He's an incredible force. He goes into the ring. He does what he's meant to do. He throws the combos. You see his combos in the last fight, they were crazy. He didn't stop. He gave Burgos such a great match. Although he lost, the output was amazing. He went from flying knees to 4-hit combos to boxing to back to flying knees. He does it all, he gets into the ring and he gives it his all. Woods is very fast, he is very technical, he's very accurate and precise, he knows how to move, and that may give him a slight advantage, but Jourdain's output and ferocity is gonna overdo Woods. He's gonna force Woods into a fight. They both don't have the grappling and ground game that would give them both an advantage in the match. They will stand up and strike. It will be action packed, and they will take it to boxing. I reckon that if it goes that way, Jourdain will beat him on output and striking force. Woods definitely doesn't have the power to take him striking toe to toe, so I'm leaning more towards Jourdain.
And I see it happening. I do see it happening. I do see Charles Jourdain. I do see it a night where Charles Jourdain has his way with Nathaniel Wood. But yeah, man, I just think Nathaniel Wood, his momentum here coming off that Rosa fight, I think he has something to prove here. He wants to show everyone, obviously, his level, and they're both fighting for a bone here. I mean, whoever comes off this fight is in for bigger things in the division. And yeah, let's see what happens. Let's hope London's own, Croydon's own Nathaniel Wood gets the victory.
That would be the only reason. That would be a lovely thing to see, him winning for the UK, especially after Edwards. Are we going to see that? Are we going to see another UK star emerging?
And I think Nathaniel Wood, other than his bit of lack of danger and power, I mean, we saw in that Charles Rosa fight, he was dropping him multiple times with that leg kick, butchering his leg. But with the strikes to the head, he doesn't really seem to debilitate his opponents. But other than that, I mean, he's got everything to be a star. He's very flashy, very exciting to watch. And potentially we might have another star in our hands. Young, 29 years old still, with a ton of experience. Remember, obviously, fighting the likes of John Dodson. As I said, John Castaneda, obviously, I mentioned that he beat him. And that win from 2020 has aged well, because John Castaneda has gone on to beat Miles John, who was on the tear, and also Eddie Winland, who's obviously he's a bit washed up as it goes now at the minute. No disrespect to him, but he's still kind of decent to get him to finish him in the round. So he is tough. So that age, that victory against John Castaneda aged well, rather. Yeah, I think there are for both fighters the ceiling's high. I do see them, regardless if whoever loses, they're gonna go on to do more in the division. It's not a loss and then they go downhill from here. So big things in the future for both fighters, I think.
Yeah, you're definitely right. They both got more to come, more to show. A lot more improvement can be done from both parties, you know. So we got a lot to see for them in the future. We'll be excited to see where they go from here.
Like, subscribe. We'll be back breaking down more fights on the Gane Tuivasa card. Late here in London, you know, so excuse us, but we'll be back to break down more fights on the card. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
Yes.
Yes.